What if I told you that the mighty Achilles, the hero of the Trojan War and the near-invincible warrior of the, might not just be a myth? Could there be a historical figure behind the legendary Achilles, hidden beneath layers of ancient storytelling? Or is he purely a creation of Homer's imagination, crafted to inspire and terrify in equal measure? Let's embark on a journey back to ancient Greece, diving into the world of heroes, gods, and epic battles to uncover the truth behind the legend. Was there a real Achilles, a flesh-and-blood warrior whose deeds ignited the imagination of storytellers for centuries? Achilles. His name alone conjures images of a powerful warrior with godlike strength, fierce in battle, and famously invulnerable except for his heel. But before we explore his legendary feats, let's take a closer look at the world that created Achilles and the possibilities of a real-life figure inspiring this timeless story. Ancient Greece was a land where myth and history often blurred. The Greeks revered heroes, both mortal and divine, seeing them as models of courage, skill, and honor. Homer's, one of the oldest and most influential works in Western literature, was likely composed around the 8th century BCE. Yet the story it tells of the Trojan War may date back even further, possibly to real conflicts in the late Bronze Age, around 1200 BCE. Could Achilles be a memory of one of these early Greek warriors? Historians and archaeologists have long debated this question. Some believe he may have been based on an actual warrior, a leader who fought against Troy or other enemy cities of the time. Others argue that he is entirely a work of fiction, inspired by tales of valor and heroism from a distant past. Evidence of a historical Trojan War is fragmentary, but clues have emerged. Excavations at the site, traditionally thought to be Troy, modern-day Hisarlik in Turkey, reveal that it was a wealthy and fortified city that faced violent destruction around the right time period. While this doesn't confirm the existence of Achilles or the storyline, it does hint that some major conflict took place, perhaps inspiring tales of great heroes like Achilles. So, who exactly is Achilles in the... According to Homer, Achilles was born of a mortal king, Peleus, and the sea goddess Thetis, granting him a dual nature, part god, part man. This divine heritage supposedly made Achilles near invincible, though his mother could not make his heel invulnerable, leading to the famous Achilles heel. Achilles' actions in the are driven by intense emotions, rage, loyalty, and pride. His wrath at Agamemnon for dishonoring him, his fierce loyalty to his friend Patroclus, and his relentless drive for glory are the traits that define him. These are also traits that would resonate deeply in a culture that valued honor and heroism above all. But how did such a complex and larger-than-life character come into being? Scholars suggest that Achilles may have been a composite of various heroic figures from oral traditions embodying the qualities the Greeks admired most. His superhuman strength, his internal conflicts, and even his tragic vulnerability in the form of his heel could be storytelling elements added over time to make him a more compelling figure. One intriguing possibility is that Achilles represents a type of warrior rather than a specific individual. In ancient Greece, there were elite soldiers known as the Aristoi, or best men, who were celebrated for their exceptional skill in combat. Could Achilles be a symbolic representation of these warriors, encapsulating their courage, their dedication to honor, and their brutal fate in battle? Some have even speculated that Achilles could be linked to a real Mycenaean warrior, or noble. The Mycenaeans were the dominant culture in Greece during the time period when the Trojan War is thought to have occurred. Their tombs reveal that they buried their leaders with great care, adorning them with armor and weapons, much like the heroes described in Homeric tales. Though no tomb has ever been definitively linked to a real Achilles, these burial sites hint at the warrior culture that could have inspired his legend. In the end, however, we have to remember that Achilles, as Homer tells it, is as much a product of myth as he is of any historical reality. In Greek culture, gods and heroes served as much as symbols of human qualities as they did real figures. Achilles' story was crafted not merely to entertain, but to teach and inspire, illustrating the heights of human bravery and the depths of human suffering. If there ever was a real Achilles, His story is lost to history, buried beneath centuries of embellishment and retelling. Yet the power of his myth remains undeniable, capturing the imagination of generations and immortalizing a vision of heroism that has transcended time. Today, Achilles lives on in literature, art, and even modern psychology, with the term Achilles' heel serving as a reminder of human vulnerability. His story has inspired countless adaptations, each one adding new layers to his legend. He remains, in many ways, the ultimate symbol of the ancient hero, strong, flawed, and forever reaching for glory. So was Achilles real or fiction? Perhaps we will never know. But maybe that's what makes his story so compelling. He exists on the edge of history and myth, a timeless figure whose tale of courage and tragedy speaks to something universal within us all. And so the question remains, was Achilles truly a warrior of flesh and blood? Or is he, like so many other legends, an embodiment of the human spirit's deepest desires and fears? In the end, Achilles might be both, real and unreal, a mirror of the human condition itself.